So Dave Van Ronk at one point said that Bob Dylan's usually cited as the founder of the new song movement, and he certainly became its most visible standard bearer. But the person who started the whole thing was Tom Paxton. He tested his songs in the crucible of live performance. He found that his own stuff was getting more attention than when he was singing traditional songs. He set himself a training regimen of deliberately writing one song every day. So before we get to, I want to ask about the one song every day, but talk to us then about how, this is a pretty significant endorsement of being seen as the sort of one of the great patriarchs of the folk movement. What do you do with that? How did you have a sense at that time what was going on?
What do I do with it?
Yeah,
I cash it in for the incalculable riches that accrue to such a thing.
I mean, did y'all have a sense of the sort of significant moment this was in American cultural development?
No, we didn't feel that at all at the time. It became and remains a surprise to me, such a focus on that period and place. But it certainly was fun while we were there, but we didn't have any idea that it was going to be examined from across the sea or in academe.
Yeah.
We were just young kids trying to make a living.
Yeah. I would imagine that given some of the kind of protest songs that do you like that label, protest song?
I don't mind.
Don't mind it.
I mean,
yeah. So
I didn't like being called a protest singer because I wrote songs like The Marvelous Toy,
right,
and Ramblin' Boy, and I mean, just a small portion of the songs were angry songs, and I completely claim them, but it's just one part of the picture.
Yeah. So, can we dwell on some of the angry songs for a moment? What was the sort of, what were you reading? What were you encountering that precipitated a lot of that work?
Well, it came with the territory. My idols were people like the Weavers, Pete Seeger, Woody Guthrie, whom I never got a chance to meet. And the union struggles and that came with folk music. You had folk songs being sung in the coal camps and protesting the indecencies of the mine owners. It was all real. And it was part of what you heard. Woody Guthrie songs involved the life of the migrant worker, and the flight from the Dust Bowl and all of that. That was part of it. And along with it came the funny songs and children's songs and love songs and angry songs. It was part of the whole picture. And I accepted that. And so I would get ideas for a song of protest. Yes. And to me, they were songs that they deserved as much attention from the craft as any song. But they were the songs that any self-respecting commercial songwriter would just not bother writing. They might just sing for their friends or something. But to me, they were part of the whole palette.
What in those years kept you in a space of willingness to write and sing those kinds of songs when they didn't have a sort of commercial viability?
The fact that they did have an audience. They had a healthy audience that would accept them as along with the other songs.
Yeah.
So I never felt I'm sure I was hurting my chances commercially, but I was getting plenty of recordings of my other songs. So I never felt that I had a difficult choice to make,
Yeah.
you know, either starve or there was none of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Lyndon Johnson told the nation.
Didn't he though? Didn't he though?
Hey, what was the origin of that song?
What was it?
What was the origin of that song?
Lyndon Johnson saying that he wasn't going to send American boys to fight a war that Vietnam boys should be fighting. And then sending American boys and then more American boys and then like 500,000 American boys. That's what caused that song.
Yeah. One of the things that strikes me about hearing you refer to some of those songs as angry songs is that they don't come across as angry. I mean, they come across as indicting, but there's a sort of ironic playfulness about it, I think. That is kind of disarming, I think.
Yeah.
And I think I remember the first time hearing some of those songs, and I was working and I started hearing that and I thought, what did that just say? And I just had to stop and go back and look the lyrics up and said, this is brilliant.